Hi all, it's Karen and
Pluto.
here for Karen and Pluto's Not Another Review channel.
Now what are we doing?
We are doing another tops list, so to speak, for the tops list category.
Okay, I'm just here.
So we did a list between Pluto and I of the best and worst kills in Friday the 13th, parts 1 through 8.
Yep, because those are the true Paramount Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
We're not familiar with Jason Goes to Hell, so...
Yeah, Bruto. I'm naming them now. Bruto. Oh my God, what the heck's going on?
What's my name?
Pluto.
Are you sure?
Yeah, was adamant that we were only doing 1 through 8 because those are the true Friday the 13th
I don't remember
movies.
the other ones.
So, for part 1, our best kills, we did 2 in this one, is... First one we picked was Jack in the cabin with him getting the arrow through the neck.
That's cool.
Which it is a very interesting scene. And then also when Mrs. Voorhees gets decapitated.
Yeah, that's a word.
If I can talk. Our worst ones we picked.
Kind of obvious.
Was Claudette at the beginning because you don't really know what happens to her.
She goes.
Yeah. And then Steve's because he just basically walks up and is like, ugh, that's it.
Ugh.
So, because initially when we were going to do this, we weren't going to do anything off screen, but
that's like 3 or 4 of them.
And we were just like, no, this isn't going to work. So we kind of just, we're putting, we kind of broaden our barriers with this. So for part 2, we picked 2 in each category again.
Yep.
But it's technically 5 people. For one of the best we picked was Cassandra. I even put Cassandra on here. Sandra and Jeff getting basically shish kebab because Jason gets a 2-for-1 deal on that one.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then also Mark's death.
That's just funny.
Because Mark is the counselor that's in the wheelchair. He gets the machete to the head and kind of...
And he goes
backwards down the steps. Yeah, it's probably terrible to pick, but that one, it's
funny.
It's different. It's not something at least I had ever seen in a movie before that or since then that I know of.
Just chainsaw, but that's different.
Yeah, for the worst, which is very ironic because we picked the 2 that are friends in this movie. Terry, because she basically turns around and screams and that's it. So she somehow gets killed, but we don't know how. Nope. And then her friend Vicky, because basically I feel after she finds... She had
like 5 minutes to get away.
Yeah, that was my thing, because every time I watch that, it's kind of looking at Marcy in the first one like, I think you had some time to get away. So that was kind of...
Marcy had time to get away in the first one?
I think she did. I think she could have...
turned around and got an axe in the face, but okay.
But I think she could have got away. That's just my opinion.
No problem.
All right, so moving on. For part 3.
This one was kind of hard, I think.
Well, we have 2 best, 1 worst.
Yeah, because they were all kind of good.
I think we were going to put a second one, and we thought, because I have something scratched out on the list. So
for worst?
For worst.
Well, they were all kind of good.
Yeah, so obviously the first one we picked was Andy getting cut in half.
Obviously, you have to pick
because
that
that's like, I think that's something everybody knows, even if you haven't seen the movie. And I know guys probably grab themselves in pain when they watch that scene. And then for the second one, we picked Vera with the harpoon through the eye.
Hey, cool.
And then for the worst, we picked Shelley just because...
You don't see it.
You don't see it.
It could have been him putting makeup on.
I think what it was, I think I scratched out one. Initially, I put chili, and you talked me out of that one.
Because I just... fire poker through the gut.
Yeah, that was on fire, and I wasn't really thinking that. I was just thinking, it's your typical stab through the gut. But Bruto... Why am I changing your name tonight?
I'll be Brutus.
Pluto said, no, that's cool because it's heated up. And I was like, okay.
There's no other kill like that in any other one.
Right. So
like I said, Shelley might have been having makeup on. You never know.
So that's kind of why we only have 1, because he talked me out of the other one I wanted to add to the list. So moving on to part 4. We have 2 of each. Again. I also have a note on here that for part 4, it was really difficult to choose only a couple best.
That one has some of the best kills.
Right. So The first one we picked was Jimmy, who is played by Crispin Glover. I can't. I was gonna say I can't remember his character name, and I have it written.
Jimbo.
And what it is with him is he kind of gets a double whammy because he gets a corkscrew through his hand and then gets hacked with a machete.
Very good. You remember that?
Well, I have it written down.
Of course. Otherwise, you remember.
And then for the second one, we picked Paul when he gets the spear in the nuts.
Anything on the nut side is painful.
Well, I was going to say he picked that one immediately because
Yep.
I actually wanted to kind of pick Jason's death scene at the end. But he technically doesn't die.
Well, he does die, but he can, never mind.
Yeah, so it was kind of like we were like, nah.
Don't want to spoil it.
Because I thought it would, yeah, we will be reviewing that one as well.
We're going to do all of them.
Yeah.
Up to 8, because I don't have 9.
I might be doing 9.
I'd look out of my ship.
Freddy versus Jason on my own, apparently.
I may have a copy of it out of my ship.
For the 2 worst we picked was Rob, who is Sandra's brother. Because he just kind of fights Jason and gets killed. You can't really see it, I don't think.
Not then, you see it later.
And then we also picked, we're not sure which one of the twins it is that gets thrown out the window.
It's okay, but it's, you know.
It's one of those things, though, like, I think we feel that she would have survived it, might have had some broken bones, but...
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of like an instant death thing, because I think we were joking.
Don't hate it, but it's just not the best.
Well, I think we were joking the other night because we were watching somebody's playthrough of the game on YouTube, and we were saying about how cheesy the through the window kills are because they're like on one floor, but they're all bloody, and it was so that's kind of, you know, I think that's
maybe
why.
Death by pillow.
Right. Okay, so moving on to part 5.
Yeah.
We have.
You can't read it, can you?
No, I can read it. I was just trying to look and see. We only have 2 again. We have Junior, which if you've seen the movie, when he's driving on his motorcycle and
that's funny.
And Jason, spoilers, decapitates him. Because he's just driving on his motorcycle. Hear me, mama, hear me, mama. And he's going by, you see a knife, and there goes his head. So it's kind of funny.
That's why I like it. It's funny.
And then I wrote Tina down, but how did she? Oh,
the hedge clippers through the eyes.
The hedge clip. I was getting that one confused with 6. That's why. Tina gets
6.
I was getting it confused with what happens to the one character in 6, which we'll be talking about. That's what I was looking. I'm like, wait, wrong movie. Tina gets hedge clippers here, and I mean, you kind of don't see the outcome of it till later, but
I like when you see the outcome.
Yeah, so you do. And then for the 2 that we felt were the worst was Jake, who gets the meat cleaver. I put
and they show it later, but
it's very lame,
kind of weak.
And then we don't know the character's name. The random guy looking for food that's told to shovel the shit out of the chicken coop and
dump it behind the shed.
Because it's just like
they don't feel your shit.
Yeah, like I said, when we review this, we'll talk more about that. But it's just kind of
some old hobo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know his name or anything.
You know who I'm talking about, I'll bet.
Yeah.
I mean, people watch it too. Cool.
So, moving on to part 6, we have 2 and 2 again.
Yeah.
But technically, our worst involves 3 people. I'll explain that in a minute.
And I'll explain it too if you don't remember.
Yeah. Our first one we picked was Sheriff Garris getting bent in half.
I like that.
That's and it's interesting to hear how they did it. So
I think it's cool.
It's a different kill for Friday the 13th.
But cool.
Yeah. And then Nikki, the one character that's in the RV.
Because it's different.
She gets her face pushed into the side of the wall and it makes an imprint on the outside. So
I think it's funny.
That is different. So I
laughed.
That is good.
In a good way.
So then for the 2 worst we picked were, I have it written as a triple decapitation.
Yes. And do you know why? You can explain it.
Basically, there are this work retreat in the woods doing a paintball thing.
That's not what I meant, but okay.
Oh, why? What did you mean?
Why it's the worst about how they edited it?
Oh, because they edited it down. Basically,
that's why I picked that.
It
could have been the best.
There was like these 3 people together, and Jason takes a machete, decapitates all of them, but you don't see anything
because the idiots who make them cut movies screwed it up.
And then the other one we
Blah.
put was the guy with glasses. We think his name's Roy. He kind of sees the decapitation happen, but you don't really see him
You see him later on.
in pieces.
Yeah, but that's something.
So hold on, I gotta skip to another page because I ran out of room.
Okay.
Okay, so we're at part 7, so we got 2
That's
more
another
movies.
By the MPAA,
Yeah.
I think it's called. They
So
butchered that movie more than
again, we have 2 and 2 again.
Yep.
Our first one we picked was Melissa with the Axe.
That's just funny.
Which is towards the end. I mean, it's an interesting scene.
It's cool.
And then we picked Kate, and this is where I was getting confused with Tina in the other part. Kate gets a party horn shoved into her eye.
It's funny.
So, like I said, stuff like that, it's like going to keep, you're going to remember that.
Yep.
So, for the worst,
I think I remember what you put, but I might have.
we put Mrs. Shepherd, who plays the one main character's mom.
Yeah, because there's someone else behind that I don't know. Well,
yeah, we
don't watch this in case. I'm going to say something here.
Spoiler, so if you don't want to know.
Does Jason technically responsible for that? Because Dr. Cruz pushes her into it.
Right. So it's kind of one of those things that another character caused
fault.
their death. But
can't blame Jason. That's all he knows.
But it's kind of, I think that's why we picked it as the worst. Because
all Jason knows how to do.
Right. And then, excuse me, guys.
You need a drink?
No, I'm okay.
Cool.
We picked Robin, who gets thrown out of the window. So it's kind of like the one twin one earlier because doesn't she land on top of a car or something?
No, she lands on the ground.
On the ground, okay. It's one of those ones we think somebody may have survived that with some injuries, but I don't know. Maybe I just don't fall right. I don't know.
And just in case you're wondering why I didn't pick Dr. Cruz's death was the reason for that MPAA crap. That scene was so much longer and gorier.
Yeah.
That probably would have been one of my favorites if they would have left it all in. But they didn't.
You cheer though when Dr. Cruz gets
it. Oh yeah, it's cool though, but
so
cooler.
On to our final one in this selection, part 8, and I think we actually picked 3 because it was the last one. Oh no, we picked 3 best ones only because we couldn't decide on 2, and then we did 2. I wrote it too long. That's why I thought it was 3 and 3. So the first one, which I think is the most memorable one, is Julius when Jason basically knocks his head off.
Take your best shot.
Yeah, it's Julius is a boxer in this movie. He's kind of boxing Jason. Jason's like basically kicking his ass.
That's a memorable scene.
And Julius looks up and goes, "Go on, take your best shot." And he literally takes his head off.
Yeah, this is the edited version of what he says.
So, yeah, that's very memorable. And that was, I think, one of the first things I came away with the first time I saw that movie was like, oh my God, he just knocked this guy's head off. Literally. The second one we put was JJ, because she got killed with her guitar in like the boiler room area. I don't know. She's in the part of the
You know what else you could say about her?
What?
She got an axe to the face.
Yeah. Because she's playing a guitar.
Get it?
Yep.
Okay.
And then the third one, because I was debating with you on this, but then I agreed to put it on. So honorable mention, I guess we should say, is Uncle Charles' death.
It was cool.
Jason.
That would be horrible.
Jason what the hell is he done? He just dunks him in that barrel, or
yeah, with the dead rat on top.
Yeah, there's a dead rat, and there's this like toxic sludge stuff, and Jason just takes him head first, dips him in, and that's it. But you kind of get excited because Uncle Charles is a jackass too. For our 2 worst, I have literally written dude with the head pipe.
Dude with head pipe?
Yeah. So we were talking about it was one of the ones that kidnaps the one character, and Jason just
smashes his head
into a pipe
on the side of a building.
So it's
I thought you meant he got a pipe hit to the head.
No. I was writing it short because I had limited space.
I'm sure everybody knows what that is.
And then we have Chief Engineer Jim Carlson, I think was his name. And it's just like he's kind of...
He was a friend or with the captain?
He's with the captain.
The father of that one kid.
Yeah. And
he just gets like...
Yeah, I was going to say he doesn't have anything...
No, it's like...
glorified or anything. So... That's it for another tops list.
Yep.
If there's any list you would like us to do, let us know in the comments down below, and we will see about doing it. And please remember to like, comment, subscribe, bell icon so you know when we post new content. Share the page. It would be greatly appreciated. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.